records in box office sales, tourism numbers, and other consumer activities. Regaining momentum, China's manufacturing sector experienced a significant boost with the Caixin Purchasing Managers Index hitting a 4-month high of 50.8 in December. Red Sea routes, global container shipping major Maersk continues to schedule Suez journeys despite Houthi attacks in the Red Sea. Hello and welcome to this edition of Global Business. I'm Michelle Vandenberg. The New Year holiday has witnessed a surge in consumption with food orders, box office sales, tourism numbers, and various consumer activities reaching new highs. China's largest online food delivery company, Meituan, reported a staggering 230% increase in dine-in consumption during the New Year holiday compared to the same period last year. The surge mirrored the broader trend of recovery and growth in the consumer market. And the total box office sales on New Year's Day reached 1.5 billion yuan, or about $210 million, setting a new record for the same period. Meanwhile, the tourism sector also witnessed a significant rebound, with the total revenue doubled to nearly 80 billion yuan during the 3-day holiday. Official data shows domestic trips surged by more than 150% compared with the previous year, reaching 130 million. During the New Year holiday, car rental bookings reached unprecedented levels, emerging as a favored choice for travel. Some car rental platforms even experienced shortages due to high demand. International travel gained popularity as well during this New Year holiday, with many consumers choosing it as their preferred option. Our Su Xinbo explores this trend.
The 2024 New Year's holiday saw a surge in the popularity of outbound international travel. For travelers like Deng Jun, the streamlining of the travel visa process in popular tourist destinations was a key factor in their travel plans.
Usually it will take 200 yuan for a Malaysia's e-visa per person, and it will be 700 yuan for a family of 3. But now we can use this money for a better hotel, as Malaysia exempted the travel visa for Chinese travelers. We can also get whenever we want, thanks to the policy.
Besides the visa exemption policy released by some popular destinations like Malaysia or Thailand, international airlines are also increasing their regular routes. Some consumers book their journey via travel agencies 2 months ahead of the New Year holiday. Some have even booked trips for Chinese Lunar New Year holiday.
The total number of inquiries we received for New Year outbound travel has roughly doubled right after the official announcement for holiday arrangement. Our trade products to Northern Europe for Chinese Lunar New Year are all fully booked.
Data from Ctrip.com shows the top 3 most popular destinations for Chinese travelers during this holiday are Hong Kong Special Administration Region, Thailand, and Japan. The majority of the travelers are post-90s, post-80s, and post-70s, while family travelers account for 27% of the total tourists. Analysts expect another boom in outbound international tourism consumption for the upcoming Chinese Lunar New Year holiday. Su Xinbo, CGTN, Beijing.
The Caixin Purchasing Managers Index for China's manufacturing sector rose to a 4-month high in December at 50.8. The figure above 50 indicates expansion. December's figure was a slight but meaningful improvement from November's 50.7. It has pointed to a sustained momentum in China's massive manufacturing business. An official press release attributed the moderate uplift partly to a stronger rise in new orders seen in December. Firms said improved market conditions and greater client spending have propped up sales and production. Despite betterments on both demand and supply sides, employers were still cautious on staffing level. Caixin's senior economist Wang Zhe commented that the overall economic outlook for China's pillar manufacturing sector continued to improve. Wang also said expanded policy support should bode well for New Year's economic growth. Economic performance of China in 2023 and the outlook for the country's growth in 2024 has garnered significant interest. Our Guan Xin spoke to Xia Le, the chief economist for Asia at BBVA Research, to gather his insights on China's accomplishments in 2023.
Dr. Xia, how would you characterize China's economic performance in 2023? What are the most significant achievements of China's economy, and how have they shaped the economic outlook for 2024?
Yes, I think for many people, this year is a year full of surprise. For example, now I realize that the Chinese manufacturing sector is the world-class one. Okay, China is very likely to become the largest exporter of automobile of this year. Okay, we export a lot of the EVs. We also export a lot of the traditional cars. So that's a very big achievement for us. In addition, if you look at other manufacturing sector, for example, the shipbuilding and on the semiconductor sectors, although other countries, they impose some sanctions of this key tax, but China continue to make this a breakthrough. Think about Huawei. So all this one, if we put it together, I think we can see that the Chinese manufacturing sector is a world-class one. And in terms of the aggregate size, the China continue to contribute around 1/3 of new creative GDP to the world. Okay, that help to stabilize the world economy. So overall, this year's world economy is very stable thanks to Chinese stable growth. Okay, I think that's the main achievement I can read from Chinese economy.
And China has also continued to deepen reforms of its financial sector. How do you perceive the progress of China's financial reforms and their impact on the stability and the resilience of the financial sector?
In 2015, we have some market correction, we have some depreciation of the RMB, and from then, I think the Chinese authorities start to reform the financial sector, but they are doing that gradually, step by step. So far, even during the COVID-19 pandemic period, we see the Chinese financial sector, they have been very stable. Okay, they show strong resilience to withstand the external shocks. But of course, I think to push China to transit from the previous growth model to a new high-quality growth model, of course, we need a more competitive financial sector, right? The most important part is banks, especially the big banks. If you can have some policy initiative to encourage these big banks to lend to these SMEs, definitely you should do that one. I think there's still room for the authorities to do it.
Moving on to some other business headlines from China. Chinese automaker BYD said on Monday the sales of new energy vehicles for 2023 reached 3 million units, marking a remarkable year-on-year growth rate of 62%. This achievement positioned the Chinese electric car giant on track to surpass Tesla. The Ministry of Industry and Information Technology has underscored the importance of strengthening key industrial chains such as rare earths, photovoltaic, new energy vehicles, and 5G to enhance resilience and safety with a focus on achieving breakthroughs in strategic equipment. The Port of Shanghai, a pivotal player in global maritime trade, has maintained its position as the world's busiest container port for the 14th consecutive year, handling 49 million TEUs in 2023, according to the Shanghai International Port Group. China's significant efforts in the development of artificial intelligence are no secret. What are some AI accomplishments that have tangible impact on everyday's life? Our correspondent Wang Tianyu provides further insights.
Isn't the background music lovely? I just made it myself, with a little help from AI. All I did was select an instrument, pick some notes from a game, and choose a genre for my music. Just like that, a unique soundtrack is ready.
It's really cool to be a musician, right?
But this is just a demonstration. The application scenarios are wide and impactful.
If you want to create background music for your vlog, you can put your footage into a timeline, and then with the help of our algorithm, a piece of music matching the emotional tone of your vlog will be generated for you. In this way, you don't have to worry about copyright. This is how AI is applied in the multimedia industry.
In recent years, both tech giants and startups in China have invested heavily in AI research and development. The country aims to become a global leader in AI by 2030. Now, AI technology is applied to almost all industries in China, from personal entertainment to aerospace development.
The traditional satellites are going to take the pictures like imagery on the Earth and then transfer by the link to the ground, which is going to take like 1 week or something. But for now, we are using the AI on board, so can pre-processing the imagery and the data on board, which can just transmit the useful information download to the ground. The size of the data are going to be smaller, which means the users can only catch up the useful information.
Going from week-long processes to just hours, this smart satellite reflects what AI can do. That is, improve production efficiency. Industrial leaders in China often gather together to share their scientific results and insights on how AI can drive a more efficient workforce. Earlier in a tech summit in Beijing, one of the keywords repeatedly mentioned was innovation. As an audience, I was concerned, would AI steal our jobs and cause mass unemployment?
It's kind of evolution for the society. First of all, we use a robot to replace people from the dangerous, dirty working environment. We save people from this environment. If we use humans in this environment, will cause a lot of issues. Second point, we're thinking that if we can use more industrial robots, use more artificial intelligence technology, we can improve efficiency. That means maybe in the near future, we only need to work in 2 or 3 days per week.
Last week, China vowed once again to promote AI and new technologies to drive national development. Technological innovation is key to promoting quality living standards for the people. Wang Tianyu, CGTN, Beijing.
Now, for more discussions on technological innovation in China's modern industrialization, we're joined by Ding Minglei, Deputy Director of the Department of Comprehensive Development at the Chinese Academy of Science and Technology for Development. Minglei, good to see you on the show. So why is it crucial to prioritize the establishment of a modern industrial system through technology in China?
Okay, at present, though China has a the industry system. However, there is still a significant gap between China and the international advanced level in core basic parts, basic components, basic materials, key basic software, and advanced basic processes. We must use the scientific and technological innovation to accelerate the improvements and the above shortcomings. We should promote industrial innovation with scientific and technological innovation, constantly open up new fields and new tracks for development, and create new driving forces and new advantages for development. At present, the technological achievements generated by the new round of the global scientific and technology revolution have reached a critical point of exploration and disruptive technologies and the frontier technologies such as AI, artificial intelligence, controllable nuclear fusion, quantum, life science, and commercial spaceflight have entered the window period for accelerating the transformation of this technology into real productive forces. We should highlight the leading role of the scientific and technology innovation for high quality development.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And what steps do you think can be taken to move from the announcement of a policy or direction to its actual implementation?
Yes. The policy should strengthen the major strategic layout of the take into account both the current and long-term developments, and accelerate the deployment of the number of the major science and technology projects, the major new infrastructure projects that will drive future economy growth. and strengthen the prediction and the judgment of the frontier disruptive technologies and original innovation, and focus on national and major industry needs. Accurately identify and invest in major mission-oriented and strategic major source technologies and frontier technologies and future technologies, and encourage industry and social capital to participate intensively. At the same time, we need to promote major technology projects and application projects and achieve integrated allocation and forward-looking deployment of all elements of the talents, bases, and projects, integrating basic research with applied basic research, technological innovation, achievement, transformation, and industrialization, comprehensively enhancing the supply capacity of the science and technology sources, the ability to make first mover breakthroughs, and the ability to support industries. Thank you.
And what methods can be employed to encourage small and micro enterprises and the entrepreneurs to discover and embrace more new technological breakthroughs?
Yes. The past practice has proven that breakthrough development of many technologies is closely related to the development of the small and medium-sized enterprises and entrepreneurial enterprises. Create a fair and competitive market environment. Create an inclusive, open, and innovative and ecological environment is very important, and support the demonstration, promotion, and industrialization of scientific and technological achievements in the fields of the new generation information networks, intelligence, the green manufacturing, modern agriculture, modern energy, smart cities and digital society, and population health, and improve government procurement policies to support technological innovation and increase the procurement effort for innovative products. Improve the construction of the multi-level capital markets, expand the skill of the entrepreneurial investments, get the financial capital to support scientific and technological innovation of small and medium-sized enterprises, and provide diversified financial support for startups of the technology-based enterprises. We should encourage the college and the universities and research institutes to establish the mechanism and channels and for researchers to provide technological guidance and consultation to small, micro, and small enterprises or entrepreneurs, and encourage to establish R&D platforms in college and research institutes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you so much for your insights. Really appreciate your time. Ding Minglei, Deputy Director of the Department of Comprehensive Development at the Chinese Academy of Science and Technology for Development. You're watching Global Business, still to come. Thailand and China to waive visa requirement for each other's citizens from March.
The world economy as we know it is about to change. Global Business reports highlight emerging markets, developing countries, and dynamic sectors worldwide. We feature top analysts and newsmakers to provide perspectives on every facet of business. From an on-the-ground perspective, we provide you with balanced and objective assessments. Fast, sharp, and insightful. Global Business, only on CGTN.
Thailand Prime Minister says Thailand and China will continue to waive visa requirements for each other's citizens from March. Thailand, Southeast Asia's second-largest economy, relies heavily on tourism. In September last year, it waived entry requirement for Chinese tourists until February this year. The Prime Minister says the new arrangement will upgrade the relationship between the two nations. Kenya has simplified its entry process to appeal to international visitors. Effective this month, tourists from any nation can now access the country using an electric travel authorization, eliminating the need for a traditional visa. CGTN's Nick Mudimba has more details.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do thank you.
Starting January 2024, President William Ruto's order for visa-free Kenya takes effect. The landmark move means it will no longer be necessary for anyone from any country to apply for a visa to enter Kenya. Visa-free travel within the continent has been a goal of the African Union for the past decade. Only Seychelles, the Gambia and Benin had been offering entry to all African citizens without a visa, with Rwanda following in their footsteps in November. Kenya's decision to scrap visas is seen as a strategic move to bolster the country's economy and, in particular, the crucial tourism sector. Official data shows that visitor arrivals in Kenya, excluding those in transit, increased 78% to 1,465,175 in 2022, up from 823,312 in the previous year. The numbers are yet to return to pre-pandemic levels of around 1.8 million. In place of a visa, visitors will need to obtain a mandatory electronic travel authorization. The ETA will cost $30 in processing fees, which is less than a visa. Despite Kenya foregoing $32 million annually from visa fees, the country is expected to still earn significant revenue with the new arrangement. Nick Mudimba, CGTN.
Now moving on to some other business headlines we're tracking at this hour. Despite a recent attack on one of its ships, global container shipping giant Maersk is set to resume more than 30 container ship sailings through the Red Sea and the Suez Canal after a temporary 48-hour pause. This decision comes after the Houthis' attempted attack. AstraZeneca has received approval for its respiratory virus vaccine in China, with ongoing regulatory reviews in Japan and several other countries. Indian telecom operator Vodafone has refuted claims of discussions with Elon Musk's Starlink, causing a 5% decline in its stock value. This statement follows reports suggesting Musk's interest in acquiring a stake in the company for entry into the Indian market. The euro was established on January 1st, 1999, and 3 years later, in 2002, Euro banknotes and coins were introduced, representing a pivotal moment in European history and signifying European integration for over 300 million people. However, for some countries, this historic event resulted in unforeseen consequences. CGTN's Evangelist Sipsas brings us more details.
25 years ago on this day, the lives of hundreds of millions of Europeans changed. Euro banknotes and coins became legal tender across many parts of the European Union. The new currency was then adopted by 11 out of the 15 EU member states. Today, the euro is the official currency of about 340 million Europeans, including millions of Greeks. For many of them, it's the only currency they have ever used in their country.
For me, it's something familiar. It's the only currency I know in Greece, and it's something positive.
I never used the drachma because I wasn't born when it was introduced. The euro is part of my life, and it's something familiar, something I'm used to, and I feel it also works for our market.
In Greece, the economy has been relatively stable over the past few years, but it hasn't always been this way. The first euro banknotes came into circulation when the country officially ditched the drachma. After years of reining in its budget deficits and double-digit inflation, Greece met Eurozone criteria. Its new status in international markets allowed the country to borrow at a lower rate, but that led to problems. The government overborrowed and couldn't pay back its creditors, leading to a closer inspection of the country's balance sheets. It's then that the government collapsed, shutting Greece out of the global markets and forcing it to borrow from EU members under the condition that it slashed public spending. That led to a wave of protests calling for Athens to default on its loans and leave the euro, a view some Greeks still hold today.
Υπάρχει μεγάλος κίνδυνος να αποδειχτεί αποτυχία. I feel that the euro won't last long. It will be a failure. That's what it seems like. I think we would have been better if we didn't have it at all. We should follow the same path as the UK. I think it would work better.
Life was better with the drachma. The euro has lost its value. Actually, it never had value for the average person. We had a better life without the euro. With the drachma, we bought more things and the quality of life was way better. The euro has made us poorer.
Greeks today enjoy a relatively stable government and economy after years of recession, financial suffering and austerity measures. But despite the difficult economic journey, many still back up the EU membership and euro. Although high inflation has brought up the currency debate once again, being part of the European Union remains a matter of pride for many Greeks. Evangelos Ipsas for CGTN, Greece.
Moving on to some other business headlines we're tracking this hour. Japan's Hokuriku and Josu Shinkansen bullet trains resumed full operations on Tuesday after being temporarily suspended due to the earthquake, according to the East Japan Railway Company. Meanwhile, Singapore's economy experienced a 2.8% year-on-year growth in Q4 2023. For the entirety of 2023, the economy grew by 1.2%, showing a moderation from the 3.6% growth in 2022. In Indonesia, December inflation eased more than anticipated to 2.6%, aligning with the central bank's 2024 target. Analysts suggest that this lower than expected rate offers comfort to monetary policymakers. And that will do it for this edition of Global Business. I'm Michelle Vandenberg in Beijing. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.
China and the United States, the two largest economies the world has ever known, two of the mightiest militaries, and two technological powerhouses, have clashed on geopolitics, in trade, and over values. Have they reached the point of no return, ending the era of open